What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I could. I feel like I should, but I'm not. Um, y'all, today I am so excited. In case you have not gathered that so far this week, because I am bringing on someone super special who has done some freaking amazing things. Like even not just this week, but um she's a freaking rock star. And but I really want to share this amazing accomplishment that she just did this week. And I was like, I have to bring you on because it's not just about the accomplishment this week, which, in case you have not seen, she had her first $30,000 week. She's in my Branded and Booked Accelerator, but she's I'll let her, we'll talk about it when she gets on here. But her name is Miss Erica Young. She is the managing director of her own consulting firm, Pillar Board Leadership Solutions. I'm going to bring her on right now so that you can meet the fabulousness that is the fabulousness and the fire. Because when you meet her, you'll understand what I'm talking about, of Miss Erica Young.
Hello.
Hello.
That was such an introduction, so I appreciate it. You like built me up, so
Well,
I hope I
it's well
deliver.
worth it. It's well worth it. You've
Well,
earned it.
thank you.
Um, so, full disclosure. So Erica is my sorority sister.
Yes.
Um, and when I saw that, so she put out an announcement. When was that? That was it August?
It's like July,
July,
August.
August,
Yeah.
that she was launching Pillar. And I was like, this is so cool. So I sent you a message and I was like, congratulations. Like, tell me about it. I want to hear what you're doing. And so we just started talking. And then she's like, yeah, so I don't this marketing thing.
I need help.
So first of all, tell us about yourself. Tell us about Pillar. Like, what do you do?
So, at Pillar, I come from over 10, 15, 20 plus years of working with boards of directors. And I decided it was time for me to jump out there and do my own thing. So at Pillar, we provide all sorts of operational support to boards of directors. So that looks like running board meetings, that looks like facilitating retreats, that looks like consulting because your board is just all over the place and you want them to focus on your mission. So anything to do with your boards of directors, we can help support that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when we first started working together, what first of all, what were you thinking? Like, what did you think was going on? Like, what did you think you needed help with? What did you think was the problem?
Everything. Everything. So just to rewind a little bit, I had been working, I've been working my corporate job for years. And I always got to a point where I was like, I need to change. I need to leave here. I've been here. I feel stagnant, not sure what's next. And every time I went looking for something, it just wasn't right. It just didn't feel right. And so I got in my mind that, okay, Erica, you were going to, you're going to leave your job. You're going to leave your job at some point and start working for yourself. And I had planned that out I was like, give me another year, another 2 years. And then I got diagnosed with breast cancer, COVID hit, and I was just like, life is too short. So I just picked a date, like legit. I was on the phone with my therapist. She was like, okay, pick a date. So I went, boop, picked a date and left my job. So by the time, like even getting to the announcement part was like, okay, girl, so what are you going to do? Not to say that I was completely flying by the seat of my pants, but I was flying by the seat of my pants. So when you reached out, I had been following you on Facebook because we're just naturally Facebook friends. And so I saw that you work with marketing, you help with marketing. I said, okay, it is, God sent you in my inbox when you were like, tell me about your business. I was like, great, you can help me. Because I knew what I wanted to do. And it was interesting when we had our first, that first 3-hour session.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out of that call with more, like, I walked out energized because, you do it and you leave your job and then you're like, okay, this is cool. You got your, you have the momentum. And then you're like, wait, what? And it kind of hits you like, how am I going to get clients? When I was thinking about it, I had ideas and I knew, I knew that I had networks, but I just really wasn't sure how I was going to use that. And we had our 3-hour call and I had a clear vision of what I was going to do, a clear vision of who my clients were going to be. I just took it down, but I had next to my computer a picture of my client. I knew my packages. It was just amazing because I had a plan. Like I had an idea. It wasn't the details of the plan, but I had an idea of like, okay, this is what I'm doing. And so that was so helpful because I feel like I was just kind of off in the world doing my own thing.
I want to go back for just a second because I know that there are people who have this dream of wanting to leave their job. And when you just said, I just picked a date and I was like,
yeah,
that's what I'm doing it. That takes a lot of guts.
Yeah. I don't know if it was guts or just stupidity, but I did it because I felt like it's never going to be a good time, right? Like it's never going to be a good time. If I learned one thing through cancer and COVID was that God's got me. I just step out there on faith and he's just like, boop, caught you. And so, yeah, I was like, if I do my part, God's gonna make sure the rest of it happens. And so yeah, it was a little tough. I thank my therapist for pushing me and me for like sticking with it. But you get to a point where I got to a point where I was like, I cannot do this anymore. There's no way that I can go back into this office. I worked with amazing people. I worked with with a really great board, but I was just like, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot. Life is too short to spend it doing something that I didn't want to do. So, yeah, it was kind of like I got pushed off the ledge, but I'm glad I did it.
I think, like, I go back to when I went full time, and I had that feeling for a long time, like it's time to go.
Yeah.
And I shoved it down.
Yes.
Like I was like, but this is like, it's going okay. Like I can push through, basically.
That's what I was saying too. But it was like that, whatever it was in my spirit was like, no, girl, we're going to force ourselves into your face until you have no choice but to leave.
So you were actually more courageous than me because I actually did not jump. I was pushed.
Well,
so yeah. But the thing is, when the push happened, I had such peace about it because I knew, like you said, like God had me. I was like, because he had been telling me forever, like, girl, go.
Yeah. Like, okay. I got to take extreme measures. Yeah. He's been throwing that pebble at you. Yeah. And like the job that I left was a good job. Like yeah, when I talk about it, people are like, well, why did you leave? I work with an amazing group of women. Um, the benefits were just, I'm like trying to find a husband in my old job so I can get back on the health insurance. The benefits were amazing. They, they gave me the flexibility, but I just felt like I was being like I was stagnant, like I just wasn't going to go anywhere. And, I know a lot of people, and it's probably better to do this, but people are like, I'm going to save this much and I'm going to do this and have all this in order. And yeah, it was not, if my child came to me and said they were doing this, I'd be like, what is wrong with you? But, then I think
you
like,
did it and it was okay.
Yeah. And I'm still amazed that I did it, but I'm here.
You have the proof.
My lights
you have
are
the
on.
evidence. You have the evidence that it's okay.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a little bit. So we did our 3-hour session. We did our brain clarity session.
Yes.
And then you actually because you signed up early for the accelerator. Mm-hmm. So you had some time before we actually started the accelerator. Yeah. But we stayed in contact. So like when you needed support,
you stayed on. Yeah, you stayed.
I stayed on you.
Hey, what can I do? What you need?
Like, what you doing?
Yeah. It was what I needed. It was what I needed. Because when you're working for yourself, like this is my office. My dog and my son are my coworkers. Like those, that's really the only activity. And no matter how old I think I am, I still need somebody to be like, what you doing? What's going on? Are you hitting your measures? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? And so that was super helpful.
So once we got started, you had your goal.
Yes.
Where are you to your goal right now?
Like maybe $1,000 away. And I have one contract that I am like, own them so that I can meet my goal. And it'll exceed it once I sign that contract.
And you're going to sign it.
Oh yeah.
We already know you're going to sign it.
It's just a matter of getting the signature. But yeah, so I signed up for the accelerator early, and then I had time in the babes group to go through the material and watch all the workshops that you would do. And that was very helpful. But the accelerator, you really put my feet to the fire. And I was just like, oh, so she's not play. Like this ain't play. And so in the accelerator, you asked us to set a goal. And I was just like, I just literally, again, pulled a number out of the sky. Well, it wasn't out of the sky. It was like, okay, you need to earn this much in order to pay bills. And so I was like 30,000. And you're like, nope. You have this, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but you have this theory about like, we need hard, tangible numbers. I think I said 30K and you were like, 30K, what? What's a K? And I was like, 30,000. You're like, okay, we need like a specific number. So I said 33,625. Everything ends in 25 because I was a 25 on my line. I know I'm a dork.
I know. Anyway. I do the same thing because I was the 11. So
yeah, exactly. It's like whatever. So 30,625, and I'm looking over here because it's on my whiteboard, and I was just like, okay, girl, figure it out. And off I went to figuring it out, and I did the work, not always how you wanted me to, or,
But wait, can I just say this?
Uh-huh.
So even without you doing everything I told you to do, you still stumbled your way
into my goal. Yeah. And so, and you know what? I was thinking about, at the end of the year, you do all this reflection. And I actually think that it was great that my time in the accelerator was like at the end of the year, beginning of the year, because it helped me as I looked back on 2021 and ahead to 2022. And one of the things that I learned in 2021 is that I BS'd a lot. It was like, okay, girl. So if you apply yourself, you can do it. So how about you just apply yourself as opposed to like giving 100% at the end. Just get it all during the whole time. So yeah, and I even hate acknowledging that out loud, but that's
so you know what's funny? So because
yes.
y'all know that I take notes during our calls,
Mm-hmm.
and I take notes on like things that y'all say
Mm-hmm.
when you're telling me like what you're going to be doing the next week and
Mm-hmm.
reflections that you make and things like that. And so one of the things that you said on one of the recent calls was you said that you had mapped out disciplined activities that you were going to do each day.
Yes.
And I remember when we first met, you were saying that one of the things that you did, and you even said it here today, you were like, you were all over the place and that you didn't have like focus for what you were going to do each day. And you're like, I just don't have any discipline.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for you to say that on a call, like I was like, I got to write this down because I was like, that's.
Yeah. Yeah. And it has helped because, I have certain things that I have to do every morning that are like completely not business related. I wake up, I pray, I meditate, I do stretches. I have I eat breakfast. I have a plan and that sets the tone. And so even this week has been absolutely crazy. But even having that, even within the crazy, there's a sense of peace because it's like, okay, today was a mess. Well, not a mess, but today was very busy. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to sit, pray, journal, and I'm going to look at my schedule, map out my day, and get at it again. So I didn't even do that. I didn't even make that connection. But yeah, when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, things fall in place. Who would have thunk? I think that's something you've been like telling me for a while, but
Did I say that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but if you said it,
yes,
maybe I said it.
You said it.
Okay. So one of the things that I mentioned this to you earlier that really got me excited about you hitting because you've been making sales before, but you having your first $32,000 week last week. I mean, just saying. I mean, if we're gonna throw out numbers, then we're gonna throw out numbers, and let's just, then is that it was actually not even a month ago that we were on a call.
Yeah.
And you were just like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I felt like everything was falling apart.
Yeah.
I felt like everything was falling apart. And everyone tells, you're gonna hit a bottom. You're gonna, get to a point where you're like, I don't know, I can't do this, And I got to a point where I was just coming off of surgery. I'd lost someone really close to me. I felt like it was relentless. I felt like life was just like, hey girl, let's throw you a few more punches right before the end of the year. I lost my dog, and it was just like, I can't do this. And I actually got to a point I was like, I could have just went and clocked in and had a cute little 9 to 5 and not been worried about anything on top, not worried about like making sure I'm paying bills and earning money on top of all the other things that I'm dealing with. And I remember we sat on that call and girl, I cried. Nikki was like, can we all turn on our cameras? And I turned on the camera, was like, hair not done. I think I was sitting in a bra with a blanket over me. I was my absolute crustiest, like my peak crusty. And it was just tough. I was just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't even think we talked about like business. It was just, okay, like we need to, and everyone else in the accelerator class, like, those are my booze. Because it was just one of those like, okay, girl, we got to circle around you and give you the love and support that you need so that you can then get through the next, get through the next stage. And it was like, it meant a lot because, this is a business accelerator program, like we get on every week and we give updates about what's going on with business. But I was breaking down like because of business and emotion and just like life, and for us to be able to circle up and be like, okay, girl, let's love on you. Let's give you the support you need so that you can go out here and keep pushing. And that, like, girl, that was a game changer. And I think the following week we was crying again because we were just like, God is good. So we have church on those calls.
We do.
Yeah, we have church on the calls.
We do. We, as much as we can, like, get down to business and get stuff done, as much as we can be the silliest, like,
yeah. But
extra people.
It's to me, like, as I think about the clients that I want to take on, and we talked about this in our first session. Like, I think about the clients that I take on, and I want to be able to show up as my whole self, which is wild Erica, long nails Erica. Like, I want to show up as myself. And so I want to be in a meeting and be like, you know what? We gonna go on faith and people not look at me like I'm crazy, And so I feel like that was one of the things that I enjoyed about working with you as well as the program, is that, yes, we have things that, we have rules and procedures that we're going to follow and things that we're going to do. But we also recognize that there is a higher being here that is making all of this possible. And recognizing that in a group, in a business setting, is just so special to me.
I'll tell you this, like, I think I'm so glad that you said that. I'm gonna try really hard to, like, because I did my eyes before we got on here. And I'm not messing it up. Quit it, Erica. Y'all know how easy it is for my eyes to sweat. But I remember when I started doing this, and I had certain people tell me that I had to pick a lane. Like, I could either be like, what are you going to be? Are you going to be the Black business coach? Are you going to be the Christian business coach? Are you going to be like I had to pick a category. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm all of the I'm all of the things. Yeah. And I was like, I've never been somebody that can like being in a box, Yeah. I was like, there's so many different sides to me. And so, like, when you said the piece about being able to show up as your whole self, mm-hmm. I don't know how to be Nikki without, like, a Jesus or a God is going to come out at some point.
And the power we have,
and yes. And you may get spirit fingers, and you may get mm-hmm. a Real Housewives reference, and you may get me showing up, like, talking about me drinking, or seeing me, having a ridiculous moment with my husband. I'm all of the things.
Yes.
And if that rubs you the wrong way, then I'm not your person. And the same thing is true for you. Like, if they don't like you with the nails and the, all of the things, mm-hmm. then
You ain't for me.
You ain't for me.
And remembering that has been like, that's been a luxury. That's been the part that I, you know what? So the week between Christmas and New Year, I was and I'm talking my head off, sorry. But the week between Christmas and New Year, I didn't work. And it hit me as I walked around the house one day, bored as I don't know what. Like, I finished the internet. I've seen everything on Netflix. Like, and I was just like, this is what I prayed for. This is the life that I want. And granted, there are still challenges. I ain't gonna act like there aren't. But to be able to take time off between the holidays and spend time with my son and work with really dope clients that do amazing things, like, this is what I wanted. And so I had to like sit in that and really appreciate that, because it was like, wow. At that point I was like, you know what? I'm proud of this little black girl. Because it's, like, it's, you get, sometimes you get so caught. I was talking to my therapist this week, and we were talking about,
thank God for the therapist.
Shout out to therapy. And we were talking about all the things that I have in the pipeline and what I have going on. And she was like, okay, Erica, you have a lot going on. I'm really excited for you, but live in the moment. And I am so bad at that. Like, I remember I went on a vacation and I had something planned for every day. I don't do that no more. I like chill on vacation. But I had something planned for every day. And so we'd be doing an activity. I'm like, tomorrow we're going to do da 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 da. And I'm like, wait, I need to like enjoy what I'm doing now and just savor it. Because, and with this business now, like, I'm enjoying it now. I'm savoring it, because at some point I'm going to have tons of clients, people working for me. And I'm a wish that I was just here in my little office doing my thing. So I'm trying to be, yes, it is. So I'm trying to be mindful and just take it keep an eye on the future. Got my goals listed here, but also enjoy what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Because right now it's pretty doggone cool.
Yeah. I'm over here like, and you said this when we were talking about, you were like, log your information on the tracker, put your goals down. You never know when it's going to happen. And like, yeah, things just kind of like legit popped up like, hey girl, we got some more work for you. What? It's just, but again, I believe when you are moving, and if you are doing the things you're supposed to do and moving in the direction you're supposed to move in with love and peace in your heart, God is going to He's going to make a way. He is going to make a way.
Well, with that being said, because I think that is, I think that was the key for you. Yeah. I think for you, it was definitely the discipline one.
Oh yeah, I'm like, so let's be clear. Among our accelerator, I am like the wild, random little cousin that show up like, hey guys, what are we doing? Everyone else is like, I have goals. I've done this. I've done this. And I'm like, hey y'all, let's play. And it's still like, and things still fell in place for me. And that's the wildest thing. I'm still like, okay.
Oh my gosh, I cannot with you.
Because that's am I lying? Nope.
I said from the beginning, y'all, I was like the fire. Like y'all are seeing it right now. But yeah, I think it was that. And then you just needed to be like, you just need to be pointed in the right direction. Yeah. Because I knew like and it's like, what is the word? It's like the flame that is what, like it can be like a wild flame, but if you kind of you can
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah. I'm not just
needed to
not
be.
like out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. I think
Concentrated.
that was it. That was it for you.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for you. I'm super proud of you because
Thank
this
you.
is just the beginning.
No, I remember when I left my job, I was like, okay, because I was on some like you would have thought Bill Gates was my daddy. The way I was like, you know what, I have savings. I'm just gonna jump out there, savings. And I was like, okay, Erica, this is an investment in your future. I had to keep reminding myself, but I was like, okay, you have 6 months. You got 6 months to live on. After that, you better figure it out. Like, y'all would have saw me at Lowe's. Yeah, Lowe's. They're better than Home Depot. Yeah, y'all would have saw me at Lowe's, like greeting folks, because I was just like I kept saying, give yourself a chance. And yeah, it's been 6 months, and yeah, paying bills.
So can I just say this too? The fact that you were intentional about it. I'm just curious. Did you write that down anywhere?
Write what down?
6 months. Yeah.
Maybe. I have again, I was just out there. So I literally had like 4 journals. I've gotten myself down to just one, but yeah, it's probably
because
one
there's
of the 4
something
journals.
to that.
Yeah.
If you speak it, if you write it down, like the fact that you said 6 months, it's 6 months.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I am really big, and I say this all the time, I'm really big on just putting things out in the universe.
Yeah.
Not knowing how it's going to happen. I just, this needs to be said. And I say it, and sometimes it's a little harder to just let it go. But I say it and I let it go and keep pushing.
Exactly. Write the vision, make it plain. Yes. Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. That's why we write our goals.
Yes.
That's why.
We write our goals. We state them out loud. We don't use, bucks or K, no, dollars, US
dollars. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you're like, what are you talking about? No.
Pesos. No. Yeah. US dollars.
Yeah. You're a little you whip us in shape in such a great way though.
Love.
Like, yeah, I'm going to get fussed at. This is gonna be fun. You do a great job of it. So
it's because I love y'all, and I want you to win. Yeah. That's it. I want you to win.
And sorry to keep going on. We have a really dope class, like a really dope accelerator group. I was talking to Calista. I've been like playing phone tag with her, but we've been keeping up, and they're just like nice people that are doing really amazing things, but also just like nice people. And then as an adult, who makes friends as an adult? I do in this program.
So that's intentional.
Yeah, it's great.
That's intentional. Just like you were talking about, like that you get to work with clients that you like dreamed about working with. Mm-hmm. I do too. Like I prayed for y'all. I pray for every cohort of the ladies that come through the program and that I get to work with. And God has not let me down yet. Like I pray for exactly the type of women that I want to work with. And I've written it down. I know exactly who she is, who y'all are. And I keep getting them. They keep showing up. Y'all keep showing up. And I'm like, there's another one. Yes.
And another one.
And another one. And another one. I feel like
DJ Khaled is joint. Yeah.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
That'll preach right there, boy.
Girl. Yep.
Yes. All right. Well, I so appreciate you. Thank you for coming on and sharing and dropping some wisdom, some knowledge bombs on the folks tonight.
Well, thank you for having me and dealing with all my wild childness and helping
This
me
is
set some discipline in place.
so the like you are just a different brand of the extra that is what our community is. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. We're all just a different flavor of it. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, lots of flavors and shades and all that.
All right. Hope y'all got something out of this today. And
This is really dope. Thank you.
yes, you know we
Thank
love
you.
the dopeness.
Right. Our first call, I was like, I said something about dope, and you were like, yes, that is the language.
That's why you're
here.
here.
Yes,
why
that
you're
is
here.
the language here. So
That's what we
yes.
do.
Green flag, green flag.
We attract dope people and we just expand on the dopeness. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for showing up. If you thought this was helpful, share it out to people. And we will see you next time. See
Bye.
you. Bye.